Hi, Aaron with Motorphilia here. Imagine you have a friend who has the superpower to crush things, makes a sloppy mess, wears a really cool uniform, and is a little bit loud. And if that friend were a car, it would be the Trans Am WS6. Not well refined, but it looks pretty. It has crazy lines that really make no sense. It has a very, very freakishly basic suspension that is from an ox cart, and it at the same time is just fun. And what I like most of is when you started at WS6 up, it does this. I'm going to open the door real quickly. Now listen. You don't find that with many cars made today. The last year for the Trans Am WS6 was 2002. And it had a 5.7 liter engine, and it had a ram air intake, and it had an engine out of a Corvette. Now they knocked out around 330 horsepower. This one's been modified a little bit. Slightly. It's putting out somewhere close to 500 horsepower. It's got modified heads. It's got modified valves. It's got modified exhaust. It has a lot of modified parts in it. Then it has one other little thing. Nitrous oxide. Now, even with the traction control on this car, it likes to slide the tail. It likes to spin the wheels. It likes to do crazy, silly things. This car is not for somebody who gets scared of cars easy and also is afraid to get the tail a little squirrely. This car is trouble. It is a speeding ticket. It is an accident waiting to happen. Funny enough, it has not yet had an accident, and it won't have one today. When you drive this car, another thing you'll notice is that it's rumbling all the time. There's almost a massage in your back the whole time, like it's easing you at the same time while it wants to murder you. The WS6 is kind of a contradiction of a lot of things because it has all the componentry that would make it a horrible car. Honestly, it has a solid rear axle behind it. That's what you find in a truck, not a sports car. It has a very narrow wheelbase with a lot of overhang on it, so this thing will drag across, speed bumps, and it'll kind of get stuck in a driveway. So it's not exactly a good design, but it's still so cool. And it has flip-up headlights. You don't find those anymore in a lot of cars, and that's just neat. What was the purpose of that flip-up headlight? Well, theoretically, it's for aerodynamics, but in all reality, it was just neat. They just hide them away, and then they go back. Where do you see that in? Barely anything these days. Not even Lamborghinis anymore have those. Not even Ferraris. They're all gone. 2002 really was kind of an end of a very great era of the muscle car because the new Camaro isn't as rowdy. It's more refined. It's more European than the traditional muscle car. And a muscle car is a car that's a whole lot of engine, a whole lot of hood, and it's a whole lot of trouble. It's actually a car that's it shouldn't drive very well. I mean, it's like basically a Barca Lounger with a rocket attached to it. And that's basically a muscle car. It's very loud. And the nice thing about Trans Ams versus like a lot of sports cars is they're actually very comfortable to take on a long trip. They have great back support. They have a decent overall reliability to them. Fuel economy is great. They get like 27, 28 miles a gallon. I have a great appreciation for this. This is what you call the F-body car. Again, in 2002, they all went away. So they're also collectible. They're hard to get. A lot of the ones out there have been wrecked. They've been destroyed. They've been modified. They look stupid. They have people who have tremendously bad impulse control problems get a hold of them. In a moment, what I'm going to do with this Trans Am, though, is I'm going to take it out for a moment. I'm going to let you kind of hear how it sounds. This is the cool thing, though. With this growling beast, right now, there's a tremendous amount of power in reserve where I can just go, and it just wants to go. I like it. So, this car is one of my favorite things. I affectionately call the Trans Am WS6 car pornography. The reason being is that it's kind of like the fake tits of cars. I mean, it looks good. It really does. But it doesn't really have the refinement. It's not like a loving, wonderful, passionate type of vehicle. A Porsche 911 is surgical. It's precise. It'll take you where you want to go. It'll hit every corner you need to do, and it is just an instrument of absolute perfection. Not the Trans Am. It doesn't try to be. Now this one has also a modified transmission in it. It's got a Hurst shifter, Hurst transmission in it. It's very short shift, and the ratio's been changed a little bit. It also has a little bit beefier tire on it. But what I'm going to do in a second is I'm just going to do kind of a normal launch into a corner, and I'm probably going to slide the tail slightly. It's going to be slightly dramatic. So if you can hold on for a moment, we're going to do this. Oh, there it is. See, the funny thing is, the Trans, traction control come in, it just ruins everything. I totally forgot about that. So I throttle and take off, and he goes, "No, you're not going to do anything." But it does it anyways. At a certain point with this car, because of the power, the traction control just gives up. It's like, all right, fine, you're going to do something stupid, have fun. I tried, I warned you. Have fun killing yourself. So, anyways, I have a lot of fun with this car. And I'm so happy it's going to go to a friend who's been wanting one for a while. Picked it up for her a couple weeks ago through the Motorphilia system. And it's going to be very exciting to have her have this, because this is something she's actually dreamed of having. She actually had a WS6, got rid of it, and like me, see, in 1994, I got my very first F-body car. I got a Z28, and I had to get rid of it because no insurance company who had half a brain would even think of insuring a 16-year-old with a 300 horsepower. The other thing I like about a car that you basically have to have a noise ordinance just to drive is that it makes an announcement, the Trans Am. Kind of all the fun things that make a car exciting. But what I like about a car that makes an announcement is that it's more than, like, say, a Toyota Camry. You drive a Toyota Camry up to some place and you go, you look like you're respectable, like you probably, think out your decisions very well. That wildness, there's nothing there. You drive up in say a Corvette, you look like a douchebag. The thing about the Trans Am is it's got that Smoking the Man thing. You might be a criminal driving the car. You might be but there's this part about the Trans Am that's just rebellious, and that's what I love about it. It's a symbol that's beautiful and it's exciting, and it is not what a car should be, but it's what every 5 to 8 year old boy wants a car to be, and that's awesome. It has a wing on it. A wing. Why? It's not going to fly away. It has a wing. Who cares? It has the build quality that basically a 5-year-old would want also, which is basically it has doors, but it wasn't really thought of very well. You don't have like plush leather trims. You've got a lot of sloppy kind of finish out areas here. It's kind of a rattly car. This one also has a modified, well, not modified, it has a special sound system in it. Besides that, it has the it has a gigantic series of subwoofers back there that will literally shake this car into pieces. I'm not going to be playing with that today. Not right now. I do need to put gas in this girl, because with all that power and all that engine, she's a little thirsty. Anyways, so this car is going to my friend Tracy. She's an exciting girl for a wonderful girl, somebody I know in high school. And I hope that I can find more WS6s out there, because honestly, these are the cars that I do cherish, because they're not expensive cars, but they're really good cars. If you want something in your life that's going to be fun, exciting, and it's not going to depreciate a whole lot, it's collectible, the 2002 Trans Am WS6 is a great find, if you can find good ones. This happens to be one we got lucky with. Anyways, I just want to kind of acquaint you guys with, get you guys acquainted with the Trans Am WS6. Not to rate, by the way, not the formula, not anything. It's the WS6. It's a very special kind of Trans Am. Okay. Anyways, You can tell it's a WS6 because, one, there's a badge in the back. It has quad exhaust pipes. It has a ram air intake in the front, which looks like two nostrils blaring out. And then it's also, if you look in the door over here, there's a series of numbers, part numbers. And on there, you're going to see something that says WS6. There's going to be a series of other things. One will be say, LS1, which is the engine, very important. And 2 is WS6. You have to have that on that door panel, or it's really not WS6. If it says WS9, it was a formula. Not that it's a bad car, but the WS6 is the collectible one of the group. Anyways, just saying, if you want something cool, Trans Am WS6. It's a whole lot of fun. One of my favorite cars on the planet, really. And that's in line with, like, I'm talking Ferraris and Lamborghinis and other Porsches that I've had. This is up there with one of my favorite cars. So, this is Aaron with Motorphilia. I wanted to introduce you to a very ugly and messy and fun friend called the Trans Am WS6. Enjoy your date, and there you go.